At this time, I'd like to invite to the podium Brian Crichton. Brian is CMBA Architects, and he is the Vice Chair of the Siouxland Chamber of Commerce, and he's here to introduce Governor Kim Reynolds.
Hello, everyone. I have the pleasure of introducing the governor of the great state of Iowa. Governor Kim Reynolds is the 43rd governor of Iowa and has the distinction of being the first woman elected to the state's highest office. She has a long record of public service, which includes serving as lieutenant governor, state senator, and Clark County treasurer. Governor Reynolds' strong conservative values are reflected in her priorities for Iowa. Under her leadership, Iowans have benefited from the largest tax cut in state history and continued tax reform, record investments in public education, increased access to mental health care, and aggressive workforce policy initiatives that will keep Iowa's economy strong. Throughout the COVID-19 pandemic last year, Governor Reynolds maintained a balanced approach to protect the health, lives, and livelihoods of all Iowans. Iowa's healthcare system remained stable, our economy remained open for business, and our schools reopened in August for the start of the new academic year. And now, sorry, Governor Ricketts, Iowa does rank first in the nation for the fastest COVID recovery. So we are so pleased to have her with us here today. And as an Iowa State alumni, I know I'm proud to have a cyclone in the governor's office. So please help me to welcome Governor Reynolds to the stage.
Yeah, I was 57. It took me that long to get my degree, but by golly, the message is never give up. If you have a passion to get something done, it is attainable. So you can... be careful touching the microphone. You can get that done. So Brian, thank you for the nice introduction, and we certainly appreciate CMBA Architects' investment and impact in Iowa and the region. So it is wonderful. Pete, thank you for those nice compliments, but I tell you, both Christy and Pete is somebody that I feel I can call and just run things by, and I appreciate that so much. You're leaders in your own respect, and I know I can always get some solid advice when I reach out to both of you. So thanks for always being there and being great partners in the Siouxland area. I'm really proud of that. And it's really nice to be with all of you here today, to see everybody in person, because let's face it, you guys are the drivers of the success that we're seeing in the Siouxland region. And it is incredible, the thriving economy that we're experiencing. Millions of capital investment in the state, and as Pete had said, that once again, this is like the 10th time I think the metro area has received the #1 economic impact for metro areas with a population of under 200,000. So congratulations. And I think it truly is a testament to what the three governors started almost 30 years ago, that despite a healthy competition between the governors, which there is a healthy competition between the governors, and let me tell you, you all are the benefits because of that, that we are one region with shared principles and priorities. And what benefits one of us, obviously, ultimately benefits all of us. And I think a great example of that is the new Port of Blencoe that just opened up, which will open markets, new markets for our farmers, but also really will drive, I think, economic development in all three of our states. So I think that's a great example of how we've been able to work together as a region and how we continue to advance economic development in the area. And it truly is an exciting time to live in the Siouxland region despite the shock of last year. And as the country starts to rebound from the pandemic, I think the tri-state response, as Pete had said, and Christy, I'm sure will hit on this also, it was balanced and it was measured, and we kept our economies open. And because of that, we saw a significant impact that it had on our workers, our businesses, and our states. And I think it showed without hesitation that there's no contradiction between protecting our residents and trusting in them. And I know in Iowa, it's one of the reasons that we're seeing the strong recovery that we are today. Our GDP growth is outpacing the national average. We're the fastest recovery in the nation, as you've heard, according to Wallet Hub. But I mean, just to reiterate a point, Christy, you had it first, and then we surpassed that, and so we really do kind of bounce back and forth with that. We have one of the lowest unemployment rates in the country. We've seen that tick up just a little bit, but the good news is we are seeing people move back into the workforce. So that's why that's happening, and so that's good news. And U.S. News and World Reports named Iowa the #1 state in the country for opportunity. So, I think we took this last legislative session and we really focused on priorities that we thought would drive economic development and continue to build on the success that we've seen. And like our tri-state neighbors, we're turning that recovery that we're seeing right now into long-term growth and prosperity. I'm proud to say that we just ended fiscal year 21 with a projected $500 million surplus, and that is on top of over $1 billion in cash reserves. We've seen for the first time ever, our general fund receipts topped $10 billion in a fiscal year, so we're definitely moving in the right direction. And I can give you those numbers, but I think what's really important is while our fiscal health is really strong, that is on top of historic investments in K-12 education and mental health and broadband. We invested or appropriated $100 million into broadband infrastructure. We went 100 up, 100 down in every single corner of the state, and it will leverage millions of dollars of private sector funding, as well as allow us to add on to that and stack federal funding that's still available for broadband, and it really will drive what we believe is continued economic growth and prosperity in every single corner of the state. We also we advanced a strategic plan for manufacturing, which is the largest sector of our GDP at 18%, to make sure that we're prepared for the future, and we've got a workforce and manufacturing companies that are ready and able to stay competitive and really drive that supply chain to our larger manufacturers. I'm looking at ABI and Mike Ralston. They were instrumental in helping us put this program together, and I think it'll be really beneficial moving forward. And we supported our law enforcement by giving them the tools to make sure that they're keeping our communities and our citizens safe. And on top of that, so I'm just getting started, we cut taxes. I am proud to say that I signed a bill that will ensure that the largest income tax cut that we passed in 2018 will take effect. We also eliminated the inheritance tax. We simplified the tax code, and we cut property taxes by over $100 million by removing the mental health levy to the state and off property taxes, which is something we've been trying to do for a long, long time. That's not where it should have been funded, and it really ensures that we have a stable and ongoing funding source for our mental health system. We supported our economy and Iowans by investing in childcare and housing and workforce. I don't have to tell this room that that is the biggest barrier that we have to continued economic growth in our area, and it is a #1 priority of ours. We have more job openings than we have job seekers right now. It is one of the reasons that I ended our participation in the additional $300 a week supplemental unemployment payment. We were discouraging people from looking for work, and we've gone from actually foot traffic going from about 1,900 a week to 5,200. So it is working, and people are engaging, and we're willing to invest in Iowans to help them get the skills and the training that they need to match them up with the jobs that are available throughout the region. And so we look forward to continuing to work with Iowans on that. We've also will continue our efforts with workforce that we've been working on with our schools, whether that's Future Ready Iowa, work-based learning, registered apprenticeship programs, certification programs. And I want to say, I was telling Paul, congratulations on the Tri-State Compact that was signed in March. That's something that we talked about in 2019 that brings Sioux City, South Sioux City, and Dakota Valley, I think, together. And I think that's just a really positive compact moving forward, and will have a big impact on the entire region. Real quick, though, I'll talk about housing. We've increased the workforce housing tax credits. I know the area hasn't been able to apply for 2 years. We went from $25 million to $45 for the next year, and then we'll drop back down to $35, and that will be there permanently. So it's open for applications, so get in there and take advantage of it. We also did Brownfield, Grayfield, and then we did the State Housing Trust Fund. We put additional funding into that as well. So We're dealing with the same things that you all are, childcare, helping provide accessibility. We took a look at the limits for the childcare tax credit. We expanded that from 45 to 90. We provided high-quality job tax credits for businesses that are willing to look at an on-site daycare, and then really started to address the cliff and to start to bring that down. So we're encouraging people to go and have a better opportunity to job and not lose the benefits that they have with childcare. So again, I'll just end by saying thanks for giving us the opportunity to be here. This is my second Tri-State Conference. No, it's my third. I guess I did it in, this is actually my third. But I appreciate all that you do. I don't think there's a better time to tell our story coming out of this pandemic. We have wide open spaces, safe communities, a great quality of life, low cost of living, and so much to offer individuals. And so we're out there marketing the area and our state every single day, and just appreciate the opportunity to be here and share our story, and look forward to seeing the continued success happen in the region. So thank you very much for the opportunity to be with you today.